Have you seen that replay, buddy?
All right, man, I'm done talking to you.
You can't be done talking to me. You're right here facing me.
I back. Trust me, I back.
Damn it! 60 G's, baby! But I'm not impressed by your performance.
It's normal. Come on, guys. It's normal.
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing.
I'm the man of the hour, Joe. Too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. I'm the women's pick. I'm the men's regret. And if you win against Chael Sonnen, you made a bad bet.
I don't have much left to say other than you have seen nothing yet.
What's happening, Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people? Then we are back with another episode of Don't Stop Shakedown. And we got a special guest in the house, my boy Kraken. How you doing, Kraken? Hope you're doing good. We got Rambling Dad. We got Jax, Basement Jax, has pulled up from the basement and he's on the stairs this week. We got Olin in the house. And last but not least, we got my boy Crossover. How's everybody doing? Let's go with Kraken first. You good, Kraken?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate. Thank you guys for having me, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my
man.
debut show. I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay.
Yeah, man. We're going to chop it up. We're going to chop it up, brother. Yeah, man. Nice to have you on. Olin, we'll come round to you, brother. How you doing? You was here earlier on. You had to go and fucking get some. I know you're trying to get like Cross, man. I know you're trying to be like Cross. You know,
just trying to get ready, baby. I'm just trying to get ready so I don't look so small next to this buff guy. Yeah, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day in paradise. Anytime I get to hang out with the boys, you know I got a smile on my face. So thanks again for inviting me to the crew, and can't wait to jump into these topics, man.
Yeah, man. We got a couple topics to talk about. We got a couple topics to talk about. But let's come to Cross. Cross, how you been, man? How you doing? You good?
Man, I'm great. You know, I was a little worried I wasn't going to be able to make it, but, you know, it's the best part of the day when I get to chop it up with the boys and talk about some MMA.
Normally, I will come to Jax last, but last place. Last place, no ball. My boy Jax is out of the basement. How you doing, Jax, my bro?
Man, I'm good, bro. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. It's been a minute, and I'm excited for Ola's victory tour. But you know what? You know what, Cross? You know what it's like? It's like you know how those Make-A-Wish kids get to have athletes come and let them win, and you know I'm excited. I want to support Ola as he goes through his little victory lap, and I'm excited that they allowed you to have your helmet off and your therapy. You know, went well. So, you know, I'm happy for you. This is about you. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. This brother gave him a fucking wicked introduction, and all he did was slide me off. Oh, bro, you know what? When you do it in the fucking voices, you're doing it as well. It's hard to put a charge on you, man. It's hard to put a charge on you. But salute to you, brother. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Hey, Rambling Dad, you've been working. I see what you're doing.
Hey,
you've been busy today, man. Salute to you, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Absolutely goose from work, you know what I mean? But we're getting there, boys. A couple more sleeps, and then all the content's coming. All the content's coming. Once the kids and the missus get out and head off to Disneyland Paris, I'm even going to make an appearance on this man's show. We got something in the works too, people. Yeah, you know I mean, so me and Basement Jack's going to link up, and I'm going to bring him up to the next floor too.
Hey, don't let him drag you in the basement, man. You ain't too far away from
bro.
him,
Ain't dragging me down, bro. Ain't dragging me down. I got Osterberries below me. He's going first. You know what I mean? You know what? When you're in the ocean and the shark's coming for you, all you got to do is swim faster than the brother next to you. Yeah, I mean, bro, I just got to swim faster than Osterberries, bro, and I ain't going nowhere.
I'd be dead, boy, because I'd be doing doggy paddle to nowhere, you know what I mean? Doggy paddle to nowhere, bro. Yeah, man, it's been a good weekend for the MMA card, you know what I mean? We've seen a lot of recaps and stuff like that. But we got a couple of stories that Leroy has put together for us. Oh yeah.
Don't give me a reason to come down there, Wawa.
Sit there.
What kind of plants are we talking about?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
We in the kitchen. We in the kitchen. We ain't even in the basement.
what we talking about? What we talking about, man? Hey, I'm telling you, next week, man. I swear to God, that boy says kick him in the head. I'll go kick him in the fucking head off that fucking top spot. I'm telling you, kick his head off. Yeah, kick him in the head. Yeah.
Ola, you doing all that talking, bro. You're gonna have a bad weekend and watch, you're gonna be in like 4th place.
Bro, you've been saying that for like
boys,
5 weeks, bro.
Let him do what he wants.
You be
let him do what he wants.
You be saying that for like 5 weeks.
17 weeks I put up with this brother sitting at the top.
I was just in front of you, Ola. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it, Ola.
Hey, listen.
17 weeks.
This man said 17 weeks.
Where did you finish?
It don't matter. I go enjoy my victory.
I know where he finished. He decorated.
Last place.
I mean, if we've learned anything this season, it's about where you finish, right? It's about where you are right now, not about where you were 2 weeks ago before you forgot to submit your freaking picks. Okay, folks? Come on.
You gotta enjoy the fucking victories in the moment, bro. Because
that video Leroy made, I think, has made me cry more than any video I've seen all year. The video showing the standings, watching myself at the top, and then the week I missed, just watching everybody just bye, Ola. See you next time. Better luck next year.
Yeah, man. And I did my best to make sure you didn't forget it either. You know what I mean? I tried.
No, it's all me. It's all me. I take it on the chin, man.
That's right. Okay, yeah, let's get into the first topic that Leroy has put together for us, and we're going to come to argue first once the video is played, and we're going to get your takes on it. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Following the withdrawal on the day of the event from his co-main event slot against Kelvin Gastelum at UFC Mexico, many fans were disappointed to hear the news, with some expressing their anger towards Joe Pyfer. Bodybags took to social media to express his reaction to the fans and further explain why he pulled out of the fight.
Well, I wanted to jump on here and address what happened. So I went to my team dinner. I did not drink the water. I hadn't drank the water the whole time I was out there. Went to my team dinner, had some food that was in a place that was supposedly trusted. And a couple hours later, I had the runs. I think I shit at least 10, 11 times. I went from, I think 209 pounds, something like that, as I was still hydrating, down to 194 pounds the morning of, with a puddle that I was sleeping in, a fever, nausea, obviously, like vomit, excruciating stomach pain, and the doctor, as well as I didn't find it smart to fight like that. And I know that's not what everybody wants, but I have to look out for me and my health and what's my best interest. Trust me, I am upset as well. To make that weight, put my body through that, not get paid for it, go out there, spend a bunch of money, bring all my, close friends and family out, and to not be able to perform. It's the first time it's ever happened to me, but I'm not regretful of my decision, and I'm proud of myself, proud of my decision, and I live to fight another day, and what's meant to be is meant to be. And our fight with Calvin was not meant to be yesterday, and it is what it is. So and if you guys are one of those people out there spreading negativity like this hasn't been my whole life or everything that I've worked for, you can blow me. I don't give a fuck about your opinions. And fuck it, we march on. So after they called my fight, I hopped on a flight back home. There's no way. Look, I believe I'm going to absolutely destroy Kelvin when I get the opportunity again, if he accepts and we can run it back. I feel bad for Kelvin as well. I didn't give that man a chance to make his money. I don't know if they'll take care of him or not, but it's never my intention to leave somebody high and dry. We deserve to fight. It's an entertaining fight. It's a good matchup, and he bangs, I bang, and hopefully in the future we can run it back. But sorry to my true fans that were excited to watch me fight. I was in the best shape of my life, and I couldn't wait to fight too. Yeah, man, thanks for all the love that I've gotten. I oftentimes focus on the negative, but I've gotten a lot of positive and a lot of love, and I appreciate you guys. I will be back as soon as I can kick this fever and cold or whatever the fuck I have, I'll be back to training. But for now, it still stings that I didn't get to fight. But the last thing I will address is, I don't care if it's offensive to you. I will never go back to that country. I did everything right. I slept in a tent. I did all this work to still get sick. Some people are saying it wasn't the food, saying I got altitude sickness. I'm not a fucking geographic fucking, elevation fucking scientist, but I was told as long as I acclimated, which I did for 2 months, slept in a tent and on the fucking floor, I did everything that I could to prepare. And if that's what altitude and elevation is, fuck that country. I will never fight there again. Shithole, not going back. Don't care if that's offensive to you. You're not the one fighting. Suck my balls, literally.
What do you guys think about Joe Pyfer's description of events and his feelings towards Mexico?
There's a damn lot to unpack there, Aggie. But I come to you first. I mean, what do you make of what do you make of what Joe Pyfer said there, and even said about Mexico as a country, and how trying to prepare for the fight affected him?
Yeah, so I would say it kind of sucks, man, because I'm looking at this fight in the hands of Kevin Gastelum. The dude is has had 5 fights canceled since 2022. That's just kind of sad, but Joe Pyfer, man, I think he's trying to be in the title race, so he cannot risk having fights while he's sick. So hopefully, I personally think it was a good decision from him, because I think he's a really good contender. I think he's a really good contender, and I'm hoping to see him making his way to a title fight. So anything that can protect him from getting his bag, because these fighters, they don't get paid that much, but as long as he can make the most, because look at Kevin Gastelum's career, it was when he came in, he was like a Darren Till, everybody had hype around him, but look at what his career has become. So unfortunately for Joe Pyfer, I would say it's a good decision from him. Yeah, it's a good decision from him. What he says about Mexico, hey man, to each his own. It's his opinion, and like he said, if I said something, I can go. What did he say? I could go suck his balls or something. But yeah.
Jumped on that Cartman level, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, stick my bass.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm going to come to Olin next, man, because it's one thing making a good decision about your career, and nobody's going to fault you for that, right? But it's one thing going about it, how you went about it, especially if you're still a prospect in the promotion, you're still trying to get your way up. You've had a handful of fights. You got some fans. If I'm right, I think it was a full house on that peak. McDane tried a little thing to try and get dog of the week. He got lucky. He got lucky there, man. Hey, he got lucky, man.
I did. I had it too, and then I changed it. And imagine if I didn't, I'd have lost a dog of the week.
McDane was a happy.
That'd have been tough break.
You just seen me in the chat like another little troll. You know what I mean? I'd have gone, somebody please let me choose another dog. This is some bullshit.
But Olin, what there's a way to go about things. Do you think he went about it the right way, or is he one of those free speech in America? I don't care what I say. I'm protecting my fucking rights. I'ma say what I want. Rah. Talk to us, Olin.
Yeah, man. I mean, from the dude who has Captain America memorabilia all across his walls and is wearing a red, white, and blue UFC shirt. You would think I'd be the guy that's all pro free speech, but I mean, I also am pro shut the hell up when it's time to shut the hell up. And I think this was probably that time for him. If you don't make the walk, you probably shouldn't do the talk, right? You have to walk the walk before you talk the talk. That's why when Colby Covington did it and said, Brazil, you're an absolute dump, he did it after he beat their fighter in their home country and got things thrown at him. So he made it worth it. It made sense. I didn't love it. I wasn't a fan of that shtick. But at least it was logical. This had zero sense of logic, in my opinion. The dude just talked to talk, and it's not doing him any favors. If anything, he had already started to lose fans as a result of not making the walk, which, as you guys alluded to, you never want to fight sick. People are saying it in the chat. I agree, right? Like, I've trained. If I'm waking up and I got the runs, I'm not going to go to Saturday sparring, kid. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to be good for me or my opponent, likely. It's going to be a shitty time, right? So with that being said, you got to know when to make the call, man. And this just was not the time. He lost more fans with what he posted after not making the walk than he did not making the walk. And I think we all know that there were other fighters on the card and commentators on the card that did get sick, and they still showed up and did their job. I'm not saying he should have had to do that with food poisoning, but it's a bad look to go on the record and talk so much crap when other people actually did go through similar situations and they did make the walk.
Even Whoopi Godinez had to poop.
Oh,
and do you know why? She had food poisoning. She literally was still facing food poisoning up until the moment she walked out. She walked out with chills, not able to regulate her freaking body temperature. If you've ever had food poisoning, you know that's a telltale sign that you still got it, kid.
We'll get to that. Cross. I mean, Olin just, referenced that.
See you later, Ola. So, Cross. Ola. I don't know where this man was going with it, but give us your thoughts on Joe Pyfer, brother.
So first off, I totally understand, you're going in there trying to fight and you got the runs. He made the right decision to not go in there because at the end of the day, nobody's going to care if he goes in there and loses the fight, how he felt going in. Nobody's going to care. It's not going to matter. The only thing that's going to matter is the end result. And now on the other side, when he was talking about Mexico, I thought it was totally distasteful. Didn't have any type of class at all. You're in these people country, you're in a hotel, all these people are paying money to come see you. Show the people some respect, and then on top of it, just like what Olin just said, Kobe Covington, that situation, he went in there and he beat their guy. He earned the right to talk all the trash he wanted. You didn't go in there and get it done. Hey, just keep your mouth closed when it comes to that. That's just how I feel about it.
Wicked. And obviously it's quite a negative look from the way that he's coming at it. The angle and everything that he's came at is all quite a negative one, but there was a few positives in there. Jax, what did you think about the positive aspects? Like when he spoke about Kelvin Gastelum and obviously feeling bad about him, when you also consider that he never got paid himself. And as I said in my video as well about the fighters only getting paid.
Yeah, I did like the fact. I did like the fact that he had a little bit of a positive spin put on it. His it's about how things looked on the other side of the octagon as far as Kelvin having to go out there and make weight, and you know how hard it is for him to make weight, and he actually made weight and was willing to make the walk. But going back to what Cross was saying, the distastefulness of it without an agenda, like Kobe had an agenda. Chael said Sonnen went down and did what he did. He had an agenda. It was just him being dumb and ignorant and youthful and stupid, in my opinion. It doesn't serve anybody for you to talk shit about an entire country based on one interaction with one kitchen. It doesn't even make sense. So it just showed his youthfulness and that he's not ready to be on that stage, in my opinion. I'm a fan of Joe Pyfer. I hope he learned from it. But at this point, it just shows how ignorant he is.
Yeah, 100%.
Hopefully it's a situation where he can learn from it. Like people get in his ear and talk to him and let him know how to conduct himself as a professional.
Yeah. But that was it. Not one bit of that was professional. The whole, I don't care if this is offensive to you. You can suck my balls, Mr. Garrison. You know what I mean? There was just bro, there was absolutely no need in that at all. If, like I said, and again, people, if you've not seen the video that I made recently on this topic myself, go and check it out. But I even said in that, if he came at this in a professional manner and had the decency to come forward and go, look, sorry I couldn't fight. I've done everything I could. I was losing a lot of weight because I just shit in my pants 11 times. It just didn't make sense for me to go in there and fight. If we can rebook it, then awesome. Sorry to Kelvin Gastelum. I hope the UFC sort you out, and then you move forward from there. You did not need to come in with this negativity, shit on a country. And again, hands up, never had food poisoning. I don't know all of the symptoms that you're going to get from it.
Good for you. You're a lucky individual.
I'm not going to lie.
It's awful, bro. It's awful.
But from I mean, the sweats and the shits, yeah, that sounds like fucking right up there. But the cold and the dizziness and all the rest of it, is that something that comes along with it? Or do you reckon that could lead more into the altitude sickness?
The cold and dizziness will come with it due to dehydration alone. Because you're not just shitting your brains out, it's also coming out of the front end, right? You're losing liquids faster than you can keep them in, and that's a major problem of having food poisoning. That's why a lot of times, if it's like severe food poisoning, you'll have to get put on an IV, which, hey, if that happens, they would have canceled the fight anyway, right? So again, if he wasn't put on an IV, which is something that we haven't been told, and that's usually something that slips out pretty quickly if it is a situation. How much liquids was he using or losing for that matter?
Bro jumped on a fight. He said there, as soon as his fucking fight got cancelled, he was on a fight and going home. So
how sick are you? Like that's my question. Because last time I had food poisoning, I was hunched over the toilet for literally 8 hours. And the second I would think about getting up to walk away, it was ready to come out of another end, bro. Like it was right back in there. Same. And I had sweat dripping out of every pore of my body the entire time.
Flight's
like
not
it is absolutely miserable, bro.
Ass on
I dealt with that. I dealt with that too, bro. And I was literally like, I couldn't leave my place for like a day and a half, bro. Like you can't go anywhere. You can't get too far away from the bathroom, bro. Like at all. It's a terrible feeling. Terrible feeling.
And I think if you've had food poisoning, if you've never had food poisoning, there's one thing that we can all agree on.
It doesn't matter. Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Lakers in 5 now, Chris.
I had to hit that one for Cross.
One thing, right, is anybody in here a fucking elevation scientist? Like, I would love to know, right, so where's this brother live? I'm not too sure, right? But what's he doing sleeping on the floor in a tent at home for 2 months? How is that going to get you to the altitude that you're going to be fighting at in Mexico?
I think what he was talking about was he set up one of those elevation tents because they have a couple of businesses that basically what they do is they scientifically replicate altitude, which if you ask me, it's a joke.
Bullshit. Yeah,
it's bullshit. Like that's like someone saying that they invented the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z, bro. Like I wish, but probably not. Like if you want to train at altitude, it's kind of like what Daniel Cormier said, like whenever Dana used to get pissed off about AKA being a gym of the Stone Age. He said, hey, if you want to get good at fighting, in my experience, best way to do that is fight. If you want to get good at fighting at altitude, I would assume best way to do that, go train to fight at altitude.
Go to the mountains.
Go to the mountains. There's a reason those Dagestani guys don't tire out, huh?
Yeah, with the altitude thing as well. Was this brother never going to fight in Salt Lake City? So fuck America. Is that the next thing that's going to come out of him? Yeah, I mean, shithole.
I guess so.
Like, it was wild. You can have the reins back now, bro. Your internet's caught back up.
Yeah, my laptop just decided to do some configuration, fucking crazy shit, man. I don't know what the fuck that is, but Olin,
you are fake news.
Yeah, I like that one.
You definitely don't have a Mac.
Yeah, but I did ask.
Hey,
no. I ain't rich like you guys, man. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there, man. You know what I mean? I'm getting there.
Nothing wrong with PC. I got PC, bro.
Yeah, I don't go PC. I just got a Lenovo laptop on Joe Rogan's recommendations. He says he uses it. So I thought, all right, you know what?
There you go.
Grab me a Lenovo.
if it's good enough for Joe Rogan, it's good enough for me.
Exactly that. You know what I mean? But I don't know if Jax has spoken on this here. Jax, you spoken on the Joe Pyfer conversation.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
But one thing I did want to ask. I'm going to stick with you, Jax. Is it worse what he did and the way he went about it? Because this is on the day off we're talking about here. Is it worse than what Ahmad Sarukian did? Because they're not going to forget something like this in a hurry. And I wanted to ask you that specifically, coming to you on this topic, bro.
Man, you talking about him punching somebody in the audience? Or you talking about him pulling out last minute?
Pulling out a fight, yeah, on the day off.
I think just because of the gravity of Ahmad Sarukian's fight, and
right.
it's on the card, it has to weigh more. I don't think that Pyfer's going to really be chastised by any means, just because of the nature of what he is right now. And you can run it back and you got a storyline now. Kelvin could be the white hat in the storyline because he's of Mexican heritage and he's defending Mexico, based on what Joe Pyfer said. So if anything, Kelvin can look a little bit better in what could possibly be his last fight. So They can spin it and it could be helpful. So I don't think it's a big deal. What Armin did, it damaged him for a while. I think it's way worse.
I think Dana's still pissed off with him right now. It's crazy. Okay, all right. Let's get on to the next topic on the docket. Leroy's put this video together for us, and you lot were talking about Loopy earlier. I'm gonna come to my den first on this one once this video is done. Let's hear it.
After strawweight star Loopy Godinez secured a unanimous decision win at UFC Mexico City this past Saturday, it wasn't just her opponent she had to conquer. Godinez faced an unexpected personal challenge in the octagon that nearly stole the headlines. Born in Mexico and now fighting out of Canada, Loopy Godinez stepped into the cage looking to rebound from back-to-back losses to top contenders Verna Jandiroba and Mackenzie Dern. She delivered, dominating Pilastri over 3 rounds, but between those rounds, an unusual moment unfolded. A candid confession to her coach mid-fight revealed a struggle Godinez later unpacked on the Ariel Helwani show. If it was 5 rounds, that would be bad. I tried not to think about it. Thankfully, everything was fine. The 8-5 UFC veteran suspects her weight cut may have triggered the issue, as 2 fighters have now confirmed similar illness and symptoms during UFC Mexico. Is this a case of bad luck or something of greater concern for the premier promotion?
Hey, McDane, she said it, man. You know what I mean? And she's from over there, and if that thing is troubling her, I mean, Joe Pyfer said he went through what he went through. Maybe there's some truth to it. Not that I was doubting what he said, but now we've got multiple people saying maybe that was the case with them. You know, especially with what's going on over there.
I think the man ate something too spicy and just couldn't handle it. Yeah, I mean, being ginger and white, he was just like, holy shit, those pinto beans are hot as fuck, brother. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't going anywhere near that. Nah, bro, like Loopy turned up, got in there, and had a very fucking solid performance.
Yeah.
Even though she needed to take a shit. Yeah, I mean, we've all been at work, we've all been hard at the graft and needed to take a shit. It's one of those things. You just got to get on with it and get it done. Yeah, I mean, but nah, I'm glad. I just want to say this whilst we've got him live on here, live in the chat. Leroy, I'm glad you didn't put this stupid little voice filter over your videos this time, bro. It's nice to just hear you coming through.
He was trying to sound like Jax, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he was coming in with that
like
Barry White,
bro. He can't pull it off like Jax can, bro. Jax over there all smooth with it, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but
last week it would have been Loopy Godinez.
Why did that sound like Captain Jack Sparrow? Yeah, you know, oh my God. I got a jar of but yeah, bro. From what he said at the end of the video, I don't know how that would be an issue for the UFC. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 fighters out of what, 14 on the card. Was it 14? Was it 12? I can't remember. 12? Yeah, because you got 14 points because you hit your dog of the week. 2 out of 12, bro. Yeah, I mean, like, that ain't shit. These things can happen. Maybe the 8 at the same place on the same night. Who knows? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if any of you guys have seen John Anik's video rolling around as well, and he said he got a case of the shits like Cross. If they're going to places like this where, you know, they're catching a case of the shits, Anik said it, like, he's ever put it. I think he said he's only put himself once whilst on broadcast. Right, but this one here had him close to a close second, bro. You know what I mean? This one here in Mexico, man. How eager are these fans gonna be looking forward to get back to this fair, because they announced this fair going back up in September? Cross.
Man, hey, you know the fans ain't gonna care. We just want to see the violence. We just want to see the fights. We don't care how they get in there, whether it's with duct tape or some like some antacids, whatever. It don't matter. We just want to see you get in there and get after it.
Yeah, man. There's a particular topic that I wanted to bring to you guys. I'm going to come to Jax. No, I'm going to come to Olin on this one first, right? I've been seeing DDP beefing Shara, talking about he got one eye, and he's them two going at it, bro. Them two going at it. I mean, eventually, the way obviously you see UFC trying to build up Shara. Obviously, he took his first loss. Well, he took his first loss against MVP, but we know they're trying to they're trying to push him. They're trying to get him up there to the point where eventually maybe fighting DDP at some point. But he's calling him out. Big up Lane in the house. Salute to Lane. What do you make of this whole kerfuffle that's going on between DDP and I'm going to come to Aggie because I know Aggie, he got one or two things to say about DDP as well. But let me hear you first, Ole. What are you thinking of it?
Yeah, man. When it comes to DDP and Shara Booten getting into it online, I think the issue is they just can't see eye to eye. You know? No, nobody.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
That's a solid one, bro. That's a solid one. Continue.
But you know, no, like
we ain't doing that again.
Come on.
Fatality.
Damn. Do me like that, bro. No, all jokes aside, like I think Shara's the one that started this. He started talking about DDP online first. And before this recent beef, he's called him one-dimensional in previous interviews. He's had a lot to say about DDP and the fact that if they ever get matched up, he thinks he'd smash him. Olin, please be respectful of Shara's whispering eye.
You got me with that one.
Whispering eye, I haven't heard that in like 10 years. It's so good. Her whispering eye. No, dude. I think DDP obviously is the one that is kind of playing the defense here. And with all due respect, he's not the guy you want to talk trash to. He's too good on the mic. He is one of the best trash talkers that does not get the respect he deserves as a trash talker. Like he's the guy that he's a brain ninja, right? He does mental jujitsu on you. He'll hit you with a line and it doesn't even affect you right then. It's a week later when you tweet about it. That's when you're like, fuck, he got me. He pissed me off with that one. Like he's really good. We see him do this in pressers. He'll hit somebody at the presser, and then literally a week later they'll bring it up in an interview when it hasn't even been asked about. So I just think he's barking up the wrong tree, as Bryce Mitchell would say. And I think he should probably string a couple of wins together before he starts picking a fight with the champ. Besides, don't we already have a Khamzat fight down the line here for DDP?
Yeah, there's that that's still in the pipeline. But Kraken, what do you make of the back and forth with Shara and DDP? Obviously, DDP is the champ, and he's done some good work since he's been in the UFC. But is Shara even at the level to be looking at and talking to DDP in the way that he's talking to him? Or what's your take on it?
I would say stylistically it will be a good fight, because like they both come from like a kickboxing background, so that will be like a cracker of a fight to watch. But like I said, I think Shara's trying to like get that. I wouldn't say Dagestani stimulus package.
The thing is this though, sorry to cut you there. DDP don't fight like no kickboxer. I don't even know if he knows how he fights. But please continue.
Yeah, man. So, like, I don't know. Like they say they figured it out up there in PTA. So shout out to Coach Mornay for that. But like I was saying, I think Shara is trying to get like that Dagestani stimulus package. Like skip fighters, then get a title shot.
Right.
Like he's trying to do that, but like. He cannot do that if he keeps on losing fights. He fought Venom Page and Venom Page kicked his ass and Venom Page was coming from a loss. So what does that mean? So firstly, Shara, I think he should like just string up a few wins, like then he can talk trash. But like but we saw like the Russians were exposed by Dvalishvili, Marab, and let's see if he can like get back to the winning column, string up a few wins, then he can talk to DDP. Maybe they can do a fight night if DDP loses the belt. They could do a fight night in Africa, and I hope Shara gets the shits when he comes here.
Well, who's gonna feed him?
Yeah, sure, I didn't see that coming.
Who's gonna feed him some bad food, man? Who's gonna give him some bad food? Jax, I wanted to talk to you about a particular topic that's come out this week as well, and get your opinion on it. We've seen Shevchenko's sister, Antonina Shevchenko. She's just been released from the UFC, and looking at the career that she's had in women's MMA, I kind of feel sorry for her, right? And I'll tell you why. Every time that I've seen her compete, all the commentators talk about is her sister.
Yeah.
I'd want to leave if I was her too. But like, what do you make of the career that she brought to the UFC, a fighting style? If she achieved, something great in your eyes or mediocre career, talk to it.
I mean, for regular people, she's a superhero, right? I mean, she's able to fly planes. She's, almost a Russian spy. I mean, she'll beat the brakes off of most people. It's just she gets to the highest level, she's trash. That's just what it is. I mean, it's okay. It does suck like being, a sibling of a great. I mean, we were just talking about DDP. You seen this brother. He looked like he wearing the same classes as you. And then we got Sergio Pettis. He kind of got dwarfed by Anthony Pettis. On and on. So like it's tough. I mean, she got while it getting is good. We don't want to see her get in there and get remembered for something terrible. She fights somebody and they really smash her. I mean, she's got a lot of stuff going on outside of it, so might as well go while she can. I mean, I know in her post that she said that she wanted to lay the gloves down in the octagon. I'm sure that she wasn't able to do it. But otherwise, don't get in there and get embarrassed. So she might leave now.
She can still lay the gloves down in the octagon. It just won't be the UFC octagon. There's plenty of cages out there. But I kind of felt, like I said, throughout, especially probably towards the tail end of her career, I just feel sorry because they never talk about her while she's fighting.
It sucks.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. Cross, I got a topic for you. And this here is about your boy Ilya talking smack about Islam, bro. He's saying this brother ducking him. He's talking about submitting Islam. Like, do you think they should just give Ilya this? Like, I want to see the fight now. And look, this has got to be some credit towards Ilya as well, because he's making so much noise. He won't shut up about it, and we're talking about it, bro. Talk to me. What are you thinking?
I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, that's exactly what Ilya Topuria should do. He's moving up to a new weight class. He's undefeated. He's popular. He's a growing, budding superstar. Islam's went through the division. He's pretty much cleaned it out. He's saying, "Hey, I'm the new guy. I'm the new guy. I'm the exciting guy. I'm not afraid of him." And he's not even putting Islam on a pedestal. He's looking at him like, "Hey, like, I'm coming to take everything you got. I don't care what you've accomplished, and I just want to take it all from you." And I like that energy personally.
Yeah, man. I mean,
hey, Cross.
Yeah.
Cross.
Wait. If you got something to say,
Islam has cleaned up the division. Yeah, what do
Say
you
that
mean
again?
Islam has cleaned up the division? What do you mean when you say Islam has cleaned up the division when he's only been fighting like what? Short notice fights, featherweights, what do you mean? He's never fought all these other guys, man.
So you talking about he's never fought Arman Sarukian, he's never fought Dustin Poirier, he's never fought any.
I mean, the last like 2 or 3 guys he
Dustin
beat have cleaned out the division. It's like the rule of 3, right? Like he's beaten guys that have beaten everybody inside of the top 15 or top 25.
And
if the other guys won't sign the line or show up, like, that's not on him. Like, Arman had his shot at the Golden Goose. Me and Cross were sitting there, like, in the arena, and he didn't show up. We did, but he didn't.
Yeah, true that. I get you.
But I also agree with you. Like, that's why I don't want to see him fight Ilya, because it's just another featherweight. And then it's just another reason for everybody to talk about Islam's legacy in a poor way.
Exactly.
But with all due respect, if he fights Justin Gaethje, he does bad things to him. If he fights Arman Sarukian, with all due respect, I think he does bad things to him. If he fights Oliveira again, he does worse things to him than he did the first time. And I don't want to see that for the MMA community. I don't think The Charles Oliveira fans can take that. Like, it was bad the first time. It's going to be worse the next time.
Oh, and I got a question for you. If Ilya gets another fight first at lightweight,
then
wins
it makes
that,
sense.
then gets a title fight, all the talk about he only fights featherweights, that goes away, right?
It's negated. It's negated, but it has to be against a value name. It has to be against a value name. He has to fight a Dustin Poirier in New Orleans. He has to fight a Justin Gaethje in Colorado at Elevation. Like, he has to fight someone not only in lightweight, he has to fight a lightweight draw, a lightweight name, and he has to fight them on their terms. Not in Spain.
Conor McGregor.
Fight him in Ireland.
Conor's not fighting anymore.
But even that, do I think that name makes sense? Not a chance, because he's washed. But if Ilya beats Conor McGregor, he's like, hey, I stole your tattoos, I stole your shtick, and now I stole your legacy. Now I'm going after Dagestan to do the one thing you couldn't do.
Hey, listen, Eddie Guerrero will be proud of that boy, man. You know what I mean? I lie, I still like
I'm in marketing, bro. This is my brain works in like not what makes dollars today, what makes dollars for the next 5 years. And this sets up storylines for them. Like, they're owned as the same parent company as WWE. Why aren't we making storylines? You can't dictate the way the fight's going to end, but you can damn sure dictate things to an extent, and you can stack the card in your favor. Yeah. Because if Dustin Poirier goes out there and fights Ilia Topuria in New Orleans and wins, if Dustin Poirier decides he wants to fight again, you can run a rematch with Islam, and it's the biggest fight in lightweight for the last probably like 10 years because of who he just beat to get there, even though he was a featherweight. Same thing with Justin Gaethje. Same thing with Arman Tsarukyan. Isn't Arman Tsarukyan Georgian?
Yep.
And everyone talks crap about Ilya for leaving Georgia and claiming Spain. Do it in Georgia. You imagine the scenes, bro?
I'm with you, Aggie. Fuck these guys.
Hey.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro. This brother needs to go and have. This brother needs to go and have 1 or 2 fights before he goes anywhere near a title shot. And Owen just went on a 10-minute ramble. Yeah, I mean,
Aggie, the one thing that I'm gonna say about the point that you brought back earlier on before we go into the next video that Leroy's put together for us. Shout out to everybody that's been locked in with us. Please make sure you're driving the likes up. You're following the Fight Week Show, the Rambling Dad, making the walk. We got MMA normally. We got crossover MMA, S-Dogs MMA talk. We got Cage Scribe, and we've got Aggie in the house. Make sure you're following his handle, Aggie the Kraken on Insta. Now, the one thing that I wanted to bring to you, Aggie, right? Check this out.
Yeah.
You said he's fighting featherweight. This brother had 2 fights against the featherweight champion. He ain't even want to fight him. Yeah. The company made him do it, right? He didn't even want to do it because there was nothing to gain from Volkanovski the time that he fought him, especially the second time. And you know what? I'll do it for you. But this is going to come at a price. If I do this, I want to go up and go to 170 because now I've done you lot the favor. I've been the company man. Yeah, you wanted me to fight, to do a super fight with Volkanovski. I've done it. Lost the first time. Then, you know, we're doing it the second time. Then I knocked him out. Right? So pay up. Yeah. Give me a chance at 170. But here comes another featherweight running his gums, and now you lot saying he's done. All he's been doing is fighting featherweights. Like, Islam cannot win. He can't win, bro.
Yeah, he cannot. He cannot. But like I'm saying, maybe he's a weight bully, you know? He's a weight bully.
Oh, whoa. Did you hear?
Bro, I'm sorry. I've met Islam in person. Islam is not a weight bully, bro. Like, if you
why would you, Aggie, bro? You're standing over there with a shovel next to the 2 Dagestani deck riders you've ever seen in your life. Just
Kraken just turned up and just fucked up the whole thing, bro. He's like, forget what you think about these daggers.
Yeah,
your boy's a fucking white a weight boy, bro.
Yeah. I get that, you know. I get that, and the lightweights need to just like pick up their socks because they aren't doing anything, you know. They aren't doing anything. But yes, they are crushing the contenders, you know, because like see what Dustin did to Benit Saint Dua. But like I just hope that like Manny Moicano had like time, you know, to get better. Because he was getting there, you know, that was the problem. Like they pushed him too early.
It would have just been more time for him to train and get beat again. It wouldn't have been
exactly.
It wouldn't have made no difference. I'm not saying.
And then on top of it, go ahead, James.
I'm not anything on what I think should happen. I there's a lot that I agree with that y'all are saying. There's a lot that I disagree with. I do have a video that I'm writing on this, so I'll let y'all know then. But
Dad has
it's a very interesting conversation. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Jax. But
and just to throw a little bit, into it, like we got to remember, 5 guys in the top 10 at lightweight have fought at featherweight. Like, are we just gonna forget that?
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, I still my case still stands that all this guy wants to do is go up, and the champ at 170 don't want to see him. Is he still a weight bully? I mean, we know about hype bullies. There's one sat next to me over here.
Let me.
We know about hype bullies, but fucking hell, man, this man wants to go to 170, and Belal don't even want to see him. Cross, you was going to say something.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what's a bigger fight? Islam staying at 155 and fighting Ilia Topuria, or him going up to 170 and fighting JDM?
Oh, JDM, you just totally cut out Bilal.
Because we know that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We know they're not going to fight, so there's no point in talking about it.
Got the title. JDM, bro. JDM, yeah, I mean, he's going to go up and fight JDM.
Like, that's not going to happen. If Bilal's a champ, it's not going to happen. So why talk about it?
Yeah, because Bilal already said he would relinquish the belt. He would just give it to Islam.
Exactly.
He said that. He said that in 2 separate interviews on 2 separate shows, and that tells you one thing: he's trained with him, and he knows how it would go.
Yeah, Islam already.
What the fucking cat dragged?
Who's the wet pussy now? Who's the wet pussy now?
Who's the wet pussy?
Yeah, bro. I stand 10 toes.
Hey, look, I know you're standing on. I know you're standing on your point, but I got to tell you. Dude, Arman Sarukian, Dustin Poirier, and Hinato Moicano all have 2+ inches of reach on Islam.
Sure.
So, and Dustin, I mean, I wouldn't say Dustin's a weight bully, and he fought most of his career at featherweight, and he's taller and longer than Islam. So Islam, with all due respect, just with those stats alone, off the last 3 guys he's fought, it's hard for me to think he's a weight bully in any way, shape, or form.
Nah, Kraken just hating, man.
But I mean, I get it. He looks like a weight bully the way he fights.
Let me see if his fellow South African, believes and maybe he's got a case. This guy's a lawyer. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, here we go. Get ready for a briefing.
I was about to say this.
And welcome to the show.
Always ready.
Yao, how you doing, brother?
Oh shit, he's not muted.
Yeah, for real.
He came in audio.
You deserve all that. Look,
yeah,
you got to save the best for last. I'll be honest. Ola called me and told me about the clock switchover, and I completely forgot about it. So I was here for the start of the show at this time, which clearly now I'm an hour late, but that's my bad. But yeah, shout out, gents. Nice to see you, Achi, Jax. Sorry, Ola, what's the question? Who am I lawyering for? My advocacy.
We're just talking about Ilia and Islam, but Kraken here believes Islam is a weight bully because he just keeps bullying featherweights, and he's ducking Ilia, who's another featherweight, by the way. And I'm making the case that Islam don't even want to be fighting these featherweights; he wants to go up. But Cross is just asked the big question: which one's the bigger fight? Islam versus JDM or Islam versus Ilia Topuria?
If you talk about El Matador, the following he has in Spain, the following he's garnered by having knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, that's clearly the bigger fight. As much as JDM might be in line and he's a great fighter up and coming, he's still up and coming. We're talking about a former champion in Ilia Topuria, so there's no ways that it can't be the bigger fight, even though JDM is at that weight class. I mean, the fact is you want to see a former champion against the current champion. That's always going to be a good fight, and always a fight that will be good for both fighters' legacies if one of them wins. So definitely that's a bigger fight for me.
He's not
no weight bully
anymore.
What is he now?
I mean, the legend. How shit is that? How shit is that?
La Leyenda. And he gave himself his nickname, which again, how shit is that? I mean, you're not supposed to give yourself your own nickname.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, imagine Jack's walked up and said, like, call me basement. Like, nah, bro. Don't have the same ring. You know what I mean?
Shots just keep landing shots on this guy. My goodness.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean,
And I'm not even in the basement no more.
Yeah, the man get out of the basement and still hearing about being in the basement. That's messed up.
Listen, he ain't too far from the basement. He's take one slip up and he's right back in there, bro. And I'm campaigning and doing everything I can to keep his ass in there, bro. You know what I mean? So keep an eye out for that one. But to answer your question in terms of which one's the bigger fight, the way I see it, for the fans and the spectacle, maybe Ilya would kind of command that. But Islam's thinking about legacy stuff right now, bro. Like, he wants that champ status. He wants to do the one thing Khabib had the chance to do before he retired. And that's one of the things that's been levied at Khabib as well. He wants to surpass that. Khabib wants him to surpass that, right? So
he's already surpassed Khabib.
No. I'm talking about the status. I'm talking about the champ status, right? Khabib wants him to he wants him to go 170 and grab that strap. So for me, I think that's the bigger fight in terms of for the fight from the fighter's perspective. But for the fans, we all want to see if Ilya can really do and deliver on what he's been speaking about. And gone to
Ola, quick question. I got another one for you.
Yeah, go on.
In those matchups, which fight do you think is the tougher fight for Islam? Ilya or JDM?
Neither.
You got to pick one.
I'm the wrong guy to ask, bro.
What answer did you expect?
Bro, I'm the wrong.
Come on, you got to go one way or the other.
No, I haven't beaten both of them on the same night. How about that?
Yeah, but which one of them goes a little bit
Which one is
than the other and gives him a bit more of
exactly?
That's what he's asking.
What's the tougher fight?
Get the cock out your mouth and fucking answer the question.
JDM.
Shut your mouth.
What? Really?
You press me for an answer, I give you a fucking answer, and this is what I get. You press me for an answer, that's my answer. JDM. I think JDM fucked up Ilya.
I think
I'm with you.
Struggled with Gilbert Burns until that knee.
No, you
think Islam's gonna? You think Islam's not gonna be able to manhandle him?
Hold on.
And he was struggling with Basil Hafez too. Now,
Cross. I think JDM fucks Ilya up. You disagree?
We ain't talking about Ilya though.
No,
we're not talking about them fighting each other. We're talking about which one.
Ilya ain't going up to 170.
I'm saying why it's a tougher fight for Islam.
Ola, the reason why it's a tougher fight is because he's a more complete fighter than JDM. Islam has a clear path to victory against JDM. Clear path. That clear path isn't there against Ilya. Yeah, it's still there, but it's definitely not the same. Ilya has definitely more resistance in the grappling. That's all I'm saying. Now in the striking, I mean, yeah, JDM might have more power because he's a bigger guy, but technical skill on the feet, I don't think anybody can say JDM is clearly better than Ilya Taporia anywhere.
Anyone else got something to say on this, Jax?
I'll add. I'm on your side. I'm on your side here.
I'm not arguing with Jax.
I agree with what Ola is saying here to an extent because, and I understand why you were asking them. So you think Ilya versus JDM, you think Ilya fucks JDM up, right? I understand why you're asking that because if Ilya doesn't fuck up JDM, then how do you expect him to fuck up somebody that is smaller than JDM that you expect to fuck JDM up, right? It's force of degradation. So basically, his point is, like, yeah, you're saying he's the more complete fighter, and I agree. Ilya is far more complete of a fighter than JDM. JDM has some of the best boxing we've seen in UFC in years, possibly, like currently in the current roster, he might be the best boxer. But his grappling negation and grappling skills in general do leave a little bit to be desired. As you said, as you stated, Cross, he struggled with Gilbert. He struggled even more with Basil Hafez. But with that being said, Basil Hafez looks like, the way that his body is built, that guy you could call a weight bully. He looks like he used to be like a power lifter the way his freaking body's shaped. So he's obviously got a lot of strength. And you could even tell when he was getting the takedowns he got on JDM, they weren't technical takedowns. They were muscle up takedowns. They were using your strength takedowns. Gilbert, those were technical takedowns. That showed a technical deficiency. I will agree with you wholeheartedly. Ilya, the problem with him is if he goes up in weight, what's the best aspect of Ilya? I know he started as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, but the best aspect of Ilya is the one-shot knockout power. It's why all of us knew when Max was fighting him, Max can win this fight, but he has to fight 25 minutes, a perfect fight. His opponent just has to fight perfect for 1 second, and he has the nuclear option. I truly think the nuclear option, that nuclear bomb that he represents in each hand, if he goes up a weight class, it turns into a pistol. And I know a pistol can kill you, but it takes a lot more shots than it does to drop a bomb on someone, right? And if you have someone like Islam, which, with all due respect, that man is damn near a bulletproof vest in the lightweight division, I think he's going to present a lot of problems for Ilya. I don't think Ilya will be able to take him down. And with all due respect, if he does land shots on him, I don't think he'll be able to hold off the relentless onslaught of forward pressure that Islam will bring. And ultimately, he'll end up getting submitted.
Not unless you shoot him in the head.
Fair. But at the same time, we have seen Ilya at 155 before, and he does still have the death touch.
Yeah.
He did put a guy to sleep with one punch.
But we also saw Jai Herbert hurt him. He's very hurtable.
True.
Black Country Banger did put some work on him, man. You know what I mean?
And we've seen Islam get put to sleep as well now.
Yeah, we have.
That was a long time ago.
But he's there.
But it happened.
But yes, we all remember the Adriano Martins fight.
Come on, Cross. Why are you bringing up?
Hey, I'm just putting it all out there.
But I do think that the Ilya fight is the bigger fight out of them.
It's the bigger fight.
It's the bigger
I agree
fight.
with that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Whoever the welterweight champ is, that's bigger for his legacy. Absolutely. But the bigger fight for the fans, 100% the Ilya fight.
Yeah, for the spectacle for the fans, that 100%. I agree with you.
Owen, have you had that venti ice shaking espresso today, bro?
I definitely have.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's on it. He is on it. Yeah, man. Let's get this last video in, and then we'll go around the table. Get everybody's takes on it. But because Keith has just joined us, we're gonna go to Keith first. Once the video is
Although
done.
you've got me in the wrong place, McDane. I'm supposed to be at the top.
Nah,
head of the table.
Bro, you're in
the right spot. You're in the right spot.
We're showing you nothing but the future here, brother.
Blaming time zones and everything, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Even Aggie's going to take you, and he's not even in the competition.
All right, let's get it.
With the cancellation of Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree in the T-Mobile Arena for UFC Kansas City on April 26th, Dana White confirmed a new matchup will now headline the card. Rising star Carlos Prates will now face Ian Garry in the main event. Ian Garry took to social media to express his reaction and thoughts on the news, stating, "It's official, me vs Carlos Prates, April 26th. I'm excited." Ian Garry continued with, "The UFC go, we need someone. Who do we need? Who do we call? You call me. Why? Because I'm a real fighter who wants to fight the best in the world. I'm going to show everybody how good I am." Garry continued with, "Carlos Prates is awesome, but this is my world. I love to fight. There's nothing more I love in this world than fighting. Ireland, get your tickets, get your flights. Brazil, get your tickets, get your flights." What do you guys think of this matchup? Does this adequately replace the intended main event? And how do you think Carlos Prates will fare over 5 rounds of action across from Ian, Machado, Garry?
Why is he calling him Prates, bro?
Hey, I mean,
English isn't his first language.
Yeah, man.
I noticed.
I wouldn't blame him too much. But what do you make of what do you make of that fight? You know, being put together now. You buzzing about it? What are you thinking about the fight? What do you think of the matchup? And how do you think Ian Garry deals with somebody like a Carlos Prates?
Before you guys go in, I just want to say, what time did Ian Garry find out about this? Because it looked like he literally woke up from bed, saw a tweet, and decided to record a video. Like, why?
He turned up like you usually do when you turn up on the show.
Now we're at 10 o'clock, not 11. But look, I'm excited about that fight. I think Ian Garry showed his levels when he fought MVP, how that fight went, even when he beat Jeff Neal. When he lost to Shotgut, he showed levels. So I think it's a very, very good test for Carlos Prates, who's obviously been tearing through his opponents since he got to the UFC. I think both guys are going to get tested, but I see Garry taking it simply because he's got more experience at the top. Carlos hasn't really come up against anyone that's that level, that's fought either, well, let's say world champions in the form of MVP. So I think for that reason, his experience will come out, and Carlos is just not going to have enough for that one. But I'm excited about that fight for sure.
Kraken. What do you think of that? What do you think of that matchup? I mean, Carlos is on his way up and he's tearing through everyone that's in his path. And the way that Ian Garry fights, we're seeing him with a fight against a power puncher like Jeff Neal, like Yao just referenced there. Do you think we're gonna see Ian Garry running around again, trying to stay away from the power shots of Carlos Prates in these fights? How do you feel? How do you see it panning out?
Can we just acknowledge the turnaround that Ian Garry has made from being one of the most hated fans to being almost one of the respected ones, because we used to hate Ian Garry. Now we're looking forward to seeing him fight because everybody wanted him to lose. Now everybody's invested in his fights. I personally think that he has the skills to fight Carlos, but I think he has the opportunity to steal the fighting nerds hype, and get build his own fan base, because obviously the fighting nerds have the Brazilian audience, and he has the opportunity to just kill all of that, So I think Ian Garry takes this one, but I would say he doesn't have knockout power, so obviously it's gonna be a long fight, because like these Ian Garry fights are more technical, But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just hope he doesn't get caught, because then all of the trash talk that he's been doing, is gonna be all out the window.
Is Ian Garry a decision merchant to you? Do you think he just loves to rack up decisions? Like,
he's technical, I would say, because I don't want to offend decision guys.
Offend away, bro. You've been offending Islam this whole time. Calling it wait, you know what I mean? Now you want to fucking sit there.
Get him, Ola. Get him.
I don't let shit slide around here, brother. I don't let nothing slide, bro. You know what I mean? Offend away.
He's a decision machine. Yeah, he's a decision machine. But like, I love the fact that he's turned his ship around in terms of fan base. He's been taking the necessary fights, because he was propped up at first while tearing through the division, but like since he's just been, I think he's hasn't been in the MMA media that much. He's been doing work with Charles, so yeah. I hope he gets to take this fight. And you said he might have gotten that message before he woke up, or just after he woke up. Maybe he was in a threesome with his wife and and her.
Bro doesn't want to get disrespectful, then turns full heel. Like, fucking pick a lane, son. God damn.
You started to talk about like you got invites or something, bro. God damn, how did you do it, bro? You know what? Let me move on. Dave, let me
tell the brother I got a chair for him right there. You know what I mean?
Dane, what are you making of this matchup, man? To me, it's a good fight to put together. You want to see, especially if these two are going to be striking. So, but what are you making of this whole fight? And give us your provisional thoughts of how it ends.
Sound. It's an absolute banger. It's going to be a scrap, as long as, let's say, Prates turns up to fight. As long as Ian Garry turns up to scrap, this is going to be a technical, rangy, kick after kick, like picking at the jabs. Yeah. Like, bro, this is going to be one hell of a fight. But, and I ain't going to say decision merchant. If Ian Garry wants to play it smart, he wants to get the 5 rounds in the bag, and he wants to win this fight and move forward and try and get his way towards a title shot, he's going to put some grappling in there too. And that's maybe the way we're going to see this fight going. It could be one of these main events that's going to get all the hype of this absolute war that's about to go down. And then we see a little bit of grappling come out of Garry and just kind of grind his way through a 5-round fight, which, hats off to him. You've got to know how to win a fight. But if they both turn up and they're both game, or maybe Prates just pushes on him so much that it actually just pulls it out of Garry that he has to fight that way. Damn, son, this is going to be entertaining.
Jax, what McDane just said there, almost implying, The first one to shoot a bitch. Pyfer. Carlos start putting it on him, and we see Garry just level change. You get, bro. Like, what are you making of it, man? Talk to us.
Man, y'all know. So I'm living this in real time. So, you know, when we heard that it was going to be Jamal Hill against Roundtree, we knew it's not going to be any grappling. They're going to scrap. It's going to be on the feet. Somebody's more than likely going to get knocked out. We knew it was going to be like that, and so they've switched main event. Now we got tickets to it. We're going to be there. So now I got to go with the thought process that, oh, we could see Carlos Prates knock this dude out, or we could see and Garry hump this dude for 5 rounds. So I'm not that excited for it. I could care less who wins, to be honest. Like Ian Garry, he's kind of changed a little bit for me. Like after that Shavkat fight, I got more respect for him. But at the same time, I want to see an exciting fight, and I'm not as excited for what could possibly happen. Now, like McDane said, if they actually come to scrap, and I know Carlos Prates is, he's gonna smoke his cigarette and he's gonna be ready to go. If they come to scrap, then it's extremely exciting. But man, if he comes with that, I'm gonna try to be a grappler thing, man. I'm gonna be real disappointed, man. Spent this money for this thing.
Yeah, I can see that shit already hurting you right now, bro. Like
it is, man.
Dix Insider, after what people have said about this man already, I don't think he's gonna give a fuck if people say that he wait, wrong comment. I doubt he grapples. People are gonna say he was afraid to strike. I went to quick it and somebody else, Dix Insider commented again, so it moved up. Yeah, I don't think I don't think he's gonna give a shit if anybody says that he was afraid to strike with Prates. For Garry, a win's a win. It pushes him forward in his career. He can market himself how he wants. He doesn't give a fuck. Literally, suck his balls.
They said the
From
man
a Joe
don't give a
Pyfer
fuck,
perspective.
but he's still.
Mexican
I mean,
ball.
there are fans that still got to come watch the fight, and we just heard one of them already moaning about the prospect of this fight going to shit, because obviously he's expecting a big banger of a fight with Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree, and them two were really going to really throw down, right? And now we got Ian Garry. What's your opinion on how the fight goes? Everybody's saying decision, but Garry is he fights like Kobe. Put a lot of pressure to try and break your TKO that way. Do you think he gets one of them on Prates, especially somebody that smokes? Like my man said,
I'm saying it now. Carlos Prates is going to be smoking that Ian Garry pack in Kansas City, and it's going to get it done. Absolutely. I think Ian Garry is going to be trying to hold on for decision for real, because on the feet, I think Prates lights him up. Any way you slice it, however you want to do it. MVP gave him a taste of it. He was like, nah, let's get this fight to the ground. Trying to wrestle with the southpaw right there. I think Prates gonna do some bad things to Ian Garry.
I mean, we've seen Prates. Olin, I'm coming to you finally. We've seen Prates just obliterate people, like just knocking people the fuck out. And I ain't really seen Garry get slept like that. Could Prates be the guy to do it? You got something on this, brother?
Yeah, I do. I think I've said this in a previous episode, and I'll say it again. Probably every time this guy fights, I'll bring it up. Everybody watches this guy and they think the best thing about him is the fact that he wins fights and then he does shots of whiskey and he smokes cigarettes and he's like super old school fighter. He's just so cool and hardcore. Or the best thing about him is his slick striking or footwork. I disagree with all those things. I think all those things are fantastic, but I think the best thing about this kid is truly his mind and his eyes. He's able to see things that most fighters aren't able to see. And I think a lot of us in this panel have trained before. So like I'm speaking to the choir here. Once you train your eyes to a certain extent, you see things coming before they come, right? You see them coming almost in slow motion. We've all seen the scene in the OG Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. That's how Carlos Prates looks when he's in the octagon.
We all saw Owen block a fucking kick from Sav on that bridge.
That's exactly what I'm referring to, right? Like similar sight. It's just like instinctively, like the way that he sees things. And thanks for that shout, brother. Like not even near on the scale that Prates does it, obviously.
Quick.
But like
she just came out of nowhere and Owen's like.
The sound it made was so satisfying. I'm so happy it got caught on camera. But yeah, like the way that he sees these strikes, like we saw it in his last fight, right? And the fight before, like he sees these openings before we see them while we're watching it on TV. Even if we slow down the tape, you can see the moment his eyes shift right before a strike lands. And we've seen times where he's going to the body and then he shifts a strike up top, and that's the knockout shot, right? He changes trajectory. I think he ends up doing the same thing on Garry. And Garry is really, really good. He's really, really good at adapting to the fighters he's going against. But what happens when somebody you're fighting is better at everything you do? That's truly, I think, the situation that Garry's gotten himself into with this fight against Prates. Prates is a better grappler than him, in my opinion. He's a much better striker than him, in my opinion. And his fight IQ is leaps and bounds ahead of, honestly, not only Ian Garry's, but anywhere near where his own fight IQ should be for his age and tenure. I think this should be fairly one-way traffic.
And there you have it, people. It's been a fantastic show. Thank you to everybody that's been locked in with us. Big up to everybody that's watching on playback as well. Big love. Make sure you're following all these guys on the panel. We've got the Rambling Dad making the walk. We got Aggie the Kraken. We got MMA normally crossover MMA, and we got Kick Him in the Head. Keith is in the house. Make sure you're subscribing to their pages. Make sure you're following them on their socials. And we're going to be back here on Friday with our prediction show. This one's going to be tasty because
all I can say is I'm going to quote
I'm
someone
coming to
here
kick you in the head. That's what's up.
Lakers in 5.
This fucker.
Yeah.
You know, that actually worked. Lost my momentum, but the point I'm gonna make is keep that same energy. Keep that same.
You can have Harden, you can have a pardon, you can get a garden.
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. I ain't saying nothing no more. Way out. My game's on this bullshit.
Peace.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.